This is One-on-One. I'm Steve Adubato. I will tell you, I'm going to introduce you to a great guest in just a second, but I got to tell you something. Look at this. If you've been watching One-on-One for a while, you will notice that behind me we have a terrific set. It was time. We have great guests. They continue to be compelling and provocative and interesting. But our great team here at TriStar Studios have put together an extraordinary set, a terrific look. I want to thank the folks here at TriStar, our terrific One-on-One team led by our executive producer, Jen Eichlin. I want to thank all of you for doing that and making us look good. Now, on to the show. It is our pleasure to welcome on our new set for the first time, Robin Davenport, Director, Counseling Services at the great Caldwell University. How do you like our new set?
I love it. It's so comfortable.
Isn't it?
And I'm honored to be here.
Well, it's an honor to have you. Hey, listen, over at Caldwell, right? And we'll put some information out so people can get this as we're going through this. A campus that is, let me get this right, stigma-free.
Yes.
Of what?
The push was to help decrease the stigma that surrounds mental illness and mental health concerns. And this was a campaign that was started by Governor Richard Cody and his wife, Mary Jo.
Right.
And again, wanting to reduce the stigma around mental illness, as well as provide public awareness about resources that are out there to deal with mental health concerns. And if you drive through different areas of New Jersey, Madison, West Caldwell, East Hanover, you'll see signs that say stigma-free town. We realized as a campus that we really did fit the bill as being a stigma-free campus, and was acknowledged, I believe, as the first college in New Jersey to be stigma-free.
Well, let's talk about how you do that, because it always strikes me as we've been doing programming around mental health. I don't want to sound naive here, but the stigma still is there, in place, that so many of us are uncomfortable talking about the fact that we need help, that we reach out, but we do it privately and never talk about it on the air.
Right.
And there's a whole range of mental health issues, right?
Yes.
How significant is the stigma today, and what is being done specifically to be helpful on the campus?
I think you're right that the stigma does exist still, and the way that we try to combat it is, to begin with, just talking about it. And
what kind of forms? Give me an example.
Well, one of my favorite forms of bringing public awareness to our campus is an event that we call our mood checkups.
What is it? Mood checkups?
And mood checkups is a way of checking up on your mental health. In the same way that you would receive a physical checkup, we encourage our students to come out and get screened to see if they might be dealing with symptoms of depression or anxiety. And we work in collaboration with the Mental Health Association of Essex County.
Great organization.
They're wonderful.
Bob Davison, that team?
Yes,
yeah, great
yes.
team.
He's a wonderful man.
Yep.
They bring a team of counselors to our campus, and we open up our Newman Center lobby, and we set up little stations, and students come, and we provide them with quick 10-minute screenings, and it's just a way to get a quick checkup on their mental health.
Is it upbeat, Robin?
It's very upbeat.
Because I bet people are listening right now. Some are saying, oh, so this is a depressing kind of thing where you go in and you talk about your problems, and then you talk about your problems, and then their problems seem bigger. That's not what it is.
Not at all. It's actually a wonderful introduction to counseling for those who have never met with a counselor before. They can have a very friendly, warm conversation with a non-judgmental, caring listener. They fill out a checklist and they just go over it together. And I think often when people come to the screenings, they're thinking, maybe I am dealing with a little depression or anxiety, and I need some verification about this. So it's a very pleasant discussion, and then they're in a position to make a referral to our service at the college.
Which is extensive.
Yes. We are part now of a wellness center. Within that center, our motto is to treat the body, mind, and spirit. We try to take a very holistic approach, understanding the deep connection between the mind, body, and spirit. And you can't really treat any of those elements in isolation. One connects to the other. Often, let's say the individual that's having a lot of sleep difficulties or constant headaches or backaches, often there's, some mental health reasons for those symptoms. So what's really nice about our center is we're able to make referrals from one office to the other, and provides for easy referral and streamlining of services.
Let's think about this for a second. Let's think about what students are going through. You got faculty members as well. But students are going through academic pressures. They're going through social pressures, pressures to fit in on a campus, moving very often from home into a foreign environment, right? Or a strange environment. They're dealing with potential breakups in relationships. They're dealing with separation from their families. They're dealing with all kinds of issues, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And the assumption that, tough it out,
right.
You say?
Regrettably, students sometimes have trouble toughing it out. In fact, if you
Easier said than done.
Definitely. If you look at some of the national surveys that have come out, and this is, across the nation, students at the time they arrive at campus are dealing with increasing anxiety and are really having difficulty with their own coping skills, feeling much more overwhelmed, again, from the moment they step foot on campus. So we see as one of our goals is to teach students resiliency skills, learning new coping strategies that they could practice well into later adulthood.
Real quick, sorry for interrupting. There's a stress initiative, because we only have a limited time here. Because actually, you have a couple.
Yes,
Is it stress to rest? Is that what it is? I brought my NBA basketball that I got. I can't say the store because we don't plug. Unlike some other folks, we don't plug products. But I got this basketball that I use very often as a ball that I, carry around with me, and it's stress release. And I have this, it's just simply called Pay It Forward. I don't even know where I got it, in some store where they sell candles and incense and stuff. You have your stuff. Explain that.
Well, these are our stress balls, and students love them. They have good squishability.
Yes.
And it's just a way to release a buildup of tension. And what we find with each individual is they have different stress, their own coping mechanisms to deal with stress. Some people, they love to exercise, which is a superb way of dealing with stressors that are overwhelming a person. Another person might hate exercising. For them, it might be meditating or listening to soothing music. We actually try to have some spaces on campus where students can go to relaxation stations, if you will. Yes, right near our library, we have a state-of-the-art massage chair, and a student can.
Stop right there. We're out of time, but I got to do this. As someone who works out on a regular basis, but is trying to get into meditation and is struggling to get to a place where my head's not filled with stuff. I mean, I'm actually going to be teaching at Caldwell, full disclosure, next semester.
Wonderful.
But in between classes, can I come by? Can you get me to the relaxation place?
Absolutely.
I may not need all the massage and everything, but you got to get me to a better relaxation place.
Absolutely.
You help me on that?
You can count on that.
Robin Davenport, Director of Counseling Services, Caldwell University, stigma-free campus. They have a wellness center, great things going on. Cannot thank you enough, and thank you for being on our new set here on One-on-One. Great stuff.
Thank you so much.
We'll be right back, right after this. I love this new set. That was great.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the CAUCUS Educational Corporation, celebrating over 25 years of broadcast excellence. Funding for this edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been provided by Hackensack Meridian Health,
Hackensack University Medical Center Foundation,
the New Jersey Association of Health Underwriters, the Give Something Back Foundation, Fedway Associates, the Russell Berry Foundation, and by Gary's Wine and Marketplace. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area. One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been produced in partnership with TriStar Studios.